Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be giving you a full breakdown of exactly how much I've earned as an affiliate for HighLevel since I started back at the beginning of July. Technically, I started on July the 3rd, 2025. And today, right now, as I'm recording this, it is March 31st, 2026. So it has been 271 days in total. And again, this video is going to be sharing with you exactly how much I've earned as a HighLevel affiliate during that time. I'm also going to be breaking down how much I've earned per day, per week, per month, what my retention rate is, how many people have actually cancelled HighLevel and left me completely, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to be giving you some good insight here. I'm going to be sharing everything very transparently to give you a honest, realistic look into what it's like to be a HighLevel affiliate. Along the way, as I go through the metrics, I'll share things that I have learned and things that I've tried, things that have helped, and also things that have not helped very much as well, so that you can perhaps learn from what I've been doing, just in case you want to try and implement anything yourself. So this is the dashboard that I've put together. I have vibe coded it in Claude. What I did is I got the CSV files, the raw data from HighLevel's own affiliate dashboard, which is actually in First Promoter. One thing to know about HighLevel's affiliate program is it's all run in First Promoter. They don't currently use the affiliate platform that's actually in HighLevel yet. I have heard rumors that they are going to be switching to their own affiliate platform, which would make sense. But they've been using First Promoter since their own affiliate platform has even existed. So I can imagine it's probably quite a big transition from one to the other, but that's besides the point. The reason I mention that is the dashboard in First Promoter is not actually very good. It doesn't really give you that much in the way of metrics. It shows you who was signed up and how much you've earned, but that's really it. So I've put this dashboard together specifically to give us a little bit more of a granular insight and a little bit more in the way of metrics and KPIs, which I figured would be quite interesting to see. So I've imported all of the raw data in the form of just CSV files, and this is the dashboard that I've produced with that data. First of all, at the very top, I've got overall performance, which is where we'll start. So in the last 271 days, I have made a total of $11,835. It's been about 9 months. And so clearly, I am not one of the big affiliates. I am nowhere to be seen in the top 10 leaderboard. I am not making tens of thousands of dollars a month. I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month as many people do. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it, maybe one day, but I'm not there yet. I'm not one of the big affiliates. I've been doing this for 9 months. Yep. And this is where I'm at. This is just, again, a very honest, realistic, transparent view into where I am at personally. Now, what am I making per month? As we can see here, my best month so far has been this one that we are in right now, is March 2026 is my best month so far, where I have earned $3,604 in total. That is about 1/3 of my total lifetime earnings, which I think is actually quite impressive. Relatively speaking, like for me, I'm quite impressed and pleased with that. Again, I know it's not the most amount of money in the world, but it's what I have actually earned. And relative to my lifetime earnings is quite a good chunk of my lifetime earnings that I've made just in this last month, which I'm pretty pleased with. Overall, I've got 43 people that I'm actively earning a commission from each month. And my retention rate from last month to this month is 96.9%. That's just obviously a relatively small window of time. It is just the retention rate last month compared to this month, but it's still high, still very high. And that's one thing that my affiliate manager has actually commented on and said that my retention rate is actually really, really good. So that is definitely very encouraging. Down here, I have my average daily, weekly, and monthly earnings. Now, these are all-time averages. So if you take into account the very first month that I started and this most recent month that we're in right now, this is the average for each day, each week, each month across all days and all weeks and all months so far. So per day, on average, since I started, I have earned $48.11. Per week, I've earned $336.76. And per month, I have on average earned $1,315. Now, that has of course changed. The amount I'm actually earning per day, week, and month as of March right now is a good bit higher than that, which is pretty cool to see. So per day in March, I've actually earned over $100 a day for the first time. It's worked out to be $120 a day that I've earned each day in March, which is crazy. Really, really cool. Additionally, I have earned $840 per week, and again, $3,604 in the month of March as a whole. So I'm really, really, really pleased to see that I'm earning now over $100 a day from the affiliate program for the first time. And then the next little milestone here, I guess, would be earning over $1,000 a week. Would be really, really cool. So closing in on that. And then my all-time retention rate, again, taking all months into account, not just last month and this month, my all-time retention rate is still very high at 87.8%. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that I will get into a little bit further down the page. But this is, to me, suggesting that the strategies that I'm using are working. The way that I'm trying to position myself is effective. And I want to talk a little bit more about what that is in a moment. But let's carry on for now. So down here, we've got the amount I've earned per month. So going back to the very, very beginning, July 2025 is when I started. I earned a whopping $4, which is amazing. In fact, when I earned this $4, I messaged my affiliate manager personally, and I was ecstatic. I was really, really excited. And it's obviously not because of how much I'd earned, because it was only $4, but it's the fact that I earned anything at all. That first milestone was so exciting and so important that I did celebrate, even though it was only $4. And I'm very fond of this $4, as I'm very fond of it indeed. Now, I actually started trying to be a HighLevel affiliate on the 3rd of July, 2025. I left my previous job at Extendly on Extendly's customer success team on July 2nd. So effectively, the next day is when I decided I'm going to try my hand at being a HighLevel affiliate. And I earned this $4 on July 28th. So basically, it took me the entire month of July to earn my first commission. And when I did, it was $4. So it definitely wasn't the fastest or the most impressive start that anyone has ever seen, but it is how I started. That is how long it took me, and that is how much I earned when I earned the first reward, the first commission, which again, a big moment to celebrate, even though it's small. Then in August, I earned $425, which is quite a big jump. I was at the time, and even now actually, wasn't sure, is it normal to earn this much in the second month? And still to this day, I don't really know. Of course, it is possible. I'm sure there's been plenty of people that have earned much more than this in the second month, but I honestly really wasn't expecting to. And so it caught me by surprise. But it was obviously a very nice surprise, and I didn't complain. So I carried on. So $425 in August, and then it actually drops to $307 in September. Okay, so a good start here for the second and third month. Obviously not massive amounts of money, but it is money, it is extra, it's more than I would have earned otherwise. So definitely still very, very happy. And still not sure if this was normal or average, or what average even really is. This is just what I have managed to do and what I managed to do back in August and September. And then as we go into October here, we'll see that I jumped up even more, all the way up to $937. Now, it was at this point that I thought, okay, this feels like a pretty nice amount of money at this point. At this point, for context as well, when I left my job in July, I was not solely relying on being a HighLevel affiliate. This was not all I was doing to try and make money. I have a family to feed. I have a mortgage. I have bills, the same bills that most people have, and a small child, etc. And so as much as I was wanting to be a HighLevel affiliate, I was not relying on being a HighLevel affiliate. I was actually doing contracting work. I was doing contracting work for like $20 an hour, $30, $40, $50 an hour. And I was doing as many paid hours as I possibly could every single day. And this was all hours I was doing for other people. And I was doing that really just to keep the family fed and to keep the lights on at home. The money I'm making from the HighLevel affiliate program was basically just topping that up. It was giving me a little bit of extra money in my pocket, and every little helps. But I was not relying on this. I was still working every hour under the sun doing contracting work for other people to make sure that I was bringing in enough money for the family. And that was my number one priority. But as we get into October and I've got $937 sitting there in my affiliate dashboard waiting to be paid out, I thought, actually, this is a good enough amount of money, I think, for me to start doing a little bit less contracting work for some people and to be able to buy back a little bit of my time. At this point, as I mentioned, I'd been working every hour under the sun doing contracting work for other people. And any scraps of energy I had at the end of each day, in addition to that, I would be trying to make videos and trying to have conversations with people and commenting on people's Facebook posts in Facebook groups and trying to get myself out there as much as I could, even if that was just the smallest bits of effort each day, to try and establish myself as someone in the HighLevel ecosystem and the HighLevel community, and ultimately hoping to pick up new referrals, people using my affiliate link, and maybe other bits of like private consulting and anything that I could earn a little bit more money from. But the HighLevel affiliate program was always like a pretty foundational piece in those extra bits of effort that I was putting in each day. Any bits of content I was creating, any conversations I was having, I was really hoping that there might be opportunities for people to use my affiliate link, because I knew if I could start building that up, I would be able to hopefully buy back more of my time and have a good base of recurring income each month, which would mean I didn't have to work as so many hours for other people. So October was really pivotal for me because for the first time, earning over $900 actually is enough for me to do less for other people and to be able to do a little bit more for myself. And so going into November, if you go back on my Facebook profile, my personal Facebook profile, you go back to the first week of November, you will see me making a post about how I'm going to start saying no more often. Because through July, August, September, and October, I had been saying yes to anyone and anything that was willing to pay me anything at all for any kind of contracting. And I had gotten myself really busy and also really stressed and really exhausted. And so November became really pivotal because that's when I decided to start saying no. And I made a little bit of a thing about it on this Facebook post. I said, I'm going to call November. It's going to be the month of me saying no more often. And I did. That's exactly what I did. I started cutting back on some of the contracting work I was doing. I didn't eliminate it completely, definitely not, but I was able to cut back a bit and also say no to some projects that didn't really align with what I wanted to be doing. And I did that. It felt weird, to be honest, but I did that and it was a really, really good thing. It was a really pivotal month for me, was the month of November. And as we go into December, you'll see that I ended up earning a little bit extra. So I've gone from $984 up to $1,355, which is fantastic. An extra $400 a month effectively. And that was fantastic. Now, what happened here in the month of November and December and into January, which we'll talk about down here as well, is Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So this is one of HighLevel's biggest promotions each year, where I think the promotion itself actually changes. They do different discounts and different special offers. But this most recent Black Friday, during this November, December, and January 2025, and going into the beginning of 2026, they were offering 50% off your first 3 months. Or if you're upgrading your account, you could upgrade to the higher plan and also save 50% off the following 3 months. And so this is a great opportunity for me to actually start picking up new people. And the timing was really, really good, because this was the exact same time that I decided that I was able to commit a little bit more time to myself and my own work, my own, business, whatever that was going to look like. And so I made that commitment in November. And then by the end of November, we've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, prime time for picking up new referrals, new affiliates, etc. And I was able to do that at a small scale, at a very small scale. I was able to do that, I think, quite effectively. And that was fantastic. So you can see as we go into January, I go from 1,355 up to 1,636. So I've effectively added $300 more from the previous month. And then you can see each month from there, it's really started compounding, which is really cool to see. So January was 1,600. February was just about 2,600, not quite, but very close. And then March, this month that we are in right now, has been 3,600. So what's been absolutely insane to see for me is that I've effectively added $1,000 a month to my earnings for the last 3 months in a row. And I'm now at $3,600 in the month of March, which again, absolutely insane. Now, what has that actually looked like in terms of numbers of people? Of course, the money is maybe the main thing, perhaps, for most people most of the time. But what does it look like in terms of actual individuals? So July obviously started with just the first person. August ended up being 2 people. September ended up being 3. And then October bumped up to 7, which was really, really cool. I felt like, yes, this is the start of something huge. I've gone from 1 to 2 to 3 and then bumped up to 7. And that was really cool. But then you'll notice here between October and November, it doubled and jumps to 14. And that felt huge. At the time, that was massive. That was another thing that I messaged my affiliate manager about. I said, I've doubled my number of referrals in just the last 30 days. That's wild. And that was really because of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, to be honest with you. And that special offer, the 50% off for 3 months, actually continued all the way through December as well, because it became the Christmas special offer and it became the New Year special offer as well, which was quite funny. It was the exact same promotion, the exact same discount. They just kept rebranding it. And it was now the Christmas special deal and the New Year special offer. And so they just kept running it. So that kept on running through November, December, and into January. And so over those few months, I bumped up from 7 to 14 to 18, and then all the way up to 23 in January. And so that was largely with thanks to that special promotion, to be honest. I picked up a fairly good number of people, relatively speaking, literally just from that, during that period of time. Now, during January, February, and March, what are we looking at now? So we've gone from 23 in January up to 32 in February, and now up to 43 in March, which is crazy. And these are people that I'm actively earning from. This does not include any people that canceled, any people that left, any people that downgraded again. Does not include any of those people. These are people that I'm actively earning from during each of these months. Here you can see the amount I have been earning on average per day and per week. So you can see the lines very much follow each other. They're very parallel to each other. But you can see how that's gone up over time. And that's quite cool to see as well. If we scroll down a little bit further, here we have the monthly earnings split. So this is really interesting. And this gets to one of the things that I wanted to sort of share, one of the little insights I wanted to share in today's video. And that is that most affiliates, most of the time, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, and particularly the big guys, particularly the guys on the top 10 leaderboard, and girls, and the ladies too, will very often focus on generating new free trials. And that's often what people think when they think of like affiliate marketing. You're referring like typically new people in to try product or service, whatever that may be. My approach has not been that. I've not really been referring brand new people into the HighLevel platform all that much. One of the great things about the HighLevel affiliate program, you don't actually have to. Now, again, that is what most people do. Certainly that's what the people do that are on the top 10 leaderboard, the people that make the most money. They are doing that a lot more than I am. And that might be something that I do start doing more of in the future. But what I've seen to be really effective for me so far, even like just in this very small scale that I'm operating at, is focusing much more so on upgrades, people that are already on the HighLevel platform and those that have decided that they need or want more help. So with HighLevel, you can of course refer new people into the program, into the platform, and you will earn a commission on their subscription. Of course, that makes sense. But if someone uses your referral link to instead upgrade an existing account, you also earn a commission on that as well. You don't have to have referred them originally for you to earn a commission. You can earn commissions on upgrades too, which is really, really nice and creates a really great opportunity for people like me to fill that specific corner of the market, if you like. Because the way that it works is, say someone's already on the $297 plan and they want to upgrade to the $497 plan, then you will get a commission on that upgrade, but you'll only get a commission on that $200 difference. You're not going to get the 40% commission on their entire subscription, but you will get commission on the upgrade amount, the expansion revenue, so to speak. So what that means is you could have one affiliate refer someone to the $97 plan. You could have a different affiliate refer them to upgrade to the $297 plan. And then you could have a third affiliate refer them to upgrade again to the $497 plan. So at that point, you've got one HighLevel customer, so to speak, with three different affiliates earning a commission from their subscription, potentially. Now, I can't imagine that actually happens all that often, but technically that's how it works and that could happen. And so I've been focusing a lot on people that are already on the HighLevel platform, and I've been positioning myself as someone that can help and can provide more assistance and more guidance to the people that have been using HighLevel long enough to realize that they might actually like more assistance and more guidance. I'm not trying to sell new people onto the platform and kind of, sell them a dream of any kind. Although there's a lot of fantastic stuff you can do with HighLevel, and there's definitely lots of great businesses that you can run on the platform, and there's lots of people that are interested in that. It's just not what I've been trying to promote, at least not at this stage. And so you'll see here that 78% of all of my referrals are actually just upgrades, exclusively upgrades. And I guess that would mean that 22% of them are actual new referrals and new accounts. Down here, we've got the earnings leaderboard. So this is how much I've earned from each individual person. You'll see at the top, I've got three big guys, as in people that I've earned the most from, being over $1,000 each. So this one is about $1,200, about $1,300, and then about $1,600 I've earned in total from these top three people, which is fantastic. And per month, I actually earn between $160 and $200 a month from each of these people, which is really, really cool. And then as we work our way down, you'll see that decreases naturally. And if we scroll far enough down, we'll see people here that have actually cancelled at some point, and I'm no longer earning from them at all anyway. So this is what I'm earning per person. It obviously varies, the amount I earn per month. You'll see varies between sort of $39, $80, $100, $160, $120. It varies because, as I mentioned with the upgrades, if someone upgrades from one plan to a different plan, I get a commission on just the difference. So the amount I earn depends on what they upgraded from, what they upgraded to, if it's a brand new account or not, if the commission is split with anyone else. So it does vary. It's not just a fixed amount per person. It does change. And then down here, we have this. So one of the things I didn't realize when I got into being a HighLevel affiliate is that HighLevel actually has different affiliate programs. It's obviously got the overarching affiliate program that encompasses everything, but within that, they've got different sub-programs. One of which is just called the affiliate program, which makes sense. But then they've also got a supercharged SaaS program, which is where if you refer people to the pro plan specifically, then that will actually be organized under the supercharged SaaS program instead. And then you've got the AI employee program, which is a paid add-on that existing HighLevel users can pay for as well as their regular subscription. And so you can refer people to that and get a commission on that too. So I've made a little bit there. And there's a bunch of other programs too. There's, I think maybe like 5 or 6 potentially. I'm not sure exactly the number. One of them includes the HighLevel certification. Another one includes level up tickets for the annual summit that happens in Dallas each year. You can refer people to buy tickets to that, and so on and so forth. So there's a couple of others there that I've not participated in. These are for me the main 3, but there are other ways and other things that you can promote for HighLevel to also earn commission as well. Then down here, we have referral pipeline is what is called on this dashboard. This is the total number of people that I have referred across the board and where in the funnel they are, so to speak. One thing, the reason I wanted to add this into the dashboards really is to point out this big spike. You'll see that the average month is kind of all looked the same. I've not really had any major spikes of new referrals until March rolled around. Now, what happened in March here, so I ended up with like over 200 new referrals use my affiliate link all of a sudden, which is crazy. But what actually happened? This is actually a little bit unique and was a result of a really special and exciting opportunity, which was for me to do a masterclass for HighLevel themselves. They had actually asked me to produce a course in the HighLevel University. And on the back of having produced that course, they asked me if I would also host a masterclass session on their YouTube channel, which of course I said yes to because it's an incredible opportunity. What I didn't realize though, is that the registration link that they would send everyone via email would contain my affiliate code at the end of it. I didn't realize that. So when this email went out to, I think, their entire email list to promote the masterclass that was happening, it actually had my affiliate code in the registration link itself, which meant that everyone that registered for that event that did not already have a HighLevel account was effectively registering for the event via my affiliate link, which then has tied all those email addresses to me. And if any of them ever sign up to a paid account in the future, I would at that point earn extra commission from those people. Now, this big spike here does not mean anything whatsoever as far as like money is concerned. I do not earn anything at all from people just registering for a free event, even if it's using my affiliate link. But if those people do then sign up to a paid account in the future, I would earn something from those. Some of those people have actually converted into paid accounts already, which is really, really cool. Most of them are still in free trials or even didn't start a free trial at all. But it is really cool. That was a very cool opportunity and something I'm hoping to be able to potentially do again at some point. If the opportunity arises, I would love to be able to do that again. So this is all of the numbers from top to bottom, covering all time, all referrals, the exact amount I've earned from everyone during every month, every day, etc., etc. And hopefully that you found that interesting. There's a couple of other things that I have learned, which I'd like to share that don't really relate to any of these numbers. And that is simply, where have people found me from? Is one of the main questions that people have asked. Where have people actually found me, or where have I found them? Where do these people come from? How do I get them to use my affiliate link at all? And for me, The answer is probably very boring, to be honest. It's also maybe different to what a lot of people do. Certainly the guys on the top 10 leaderboard, there's a lot of people that run loads of ads. They have big social media followings. They post loads of content every single day and get millions of views. I don't have any of that. I am working on it, but I do not have any of that as of right now. I'm not running any ads. I have not run any ads. I do not get millions of views on social media. I don't think I even get thousands of views on social media. So my audience is relatively small in comparison to these big guys. But what I am doing is I am participating in Facebook groups. I'm participating in the community as a whole, whether that is on Facebook or GoCollab or, whatever it might be. I'm showing up to calls regularly, whether it's my own calls or other people's. And I am just being as omnipresent as I can be without being weird, of course. I'm trying to be everywhere and be actively and positively participating in the community as a whole, and just trying to be a helpful member of society, if you like, and just trying to be friendly at the same time and not trying to come across as, trying to sell anything or try to market myself. I'm really trying to not come across that way and to just come across as being a normal, friendly, helpful guy that knows about the HighLevel and can probably help you use the platform. That's really how I'm trying to position myself in its simplest form. And what that looked like in practice is I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups. I comment on a bunch of posts. I will make my own posts. I'll share videos talking about new features or tips and tricks or whatever the case, whatever's kind of just on my mind that day. Everything really is very organic. I'm not doing anything that is really orchestrated or planned or manufactured or anything like that. I'm not doing any outreach. I'm not doing any cold DMing. I'm not doing really anything that is orchestrated or manufactured. Everything is very, very organic. And for me, so far, that has been working. It's been working well. Again, still at a very small scale. I'm still not making millions and millions of dollars. And maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I should be orchestrating and manufacturing things more and operating at a bigger scale and running more ads and doing more outreach. Maybe I should be doing more of those things. But for me personally, it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't, I just don't really resonate much with that approach to things at this moment in time. And so I'm just not doing that. But to answer the question, most of the people that have used my affiliate link, I have connected with through Facebook groups. Again, just very, very organically, not because I've been cold DMing everyone in the group, but because we've had a very natural opportunity to connect through me having commented on their post, me offering help, me answering the question with a link video or whatever it might be. Pretty much everyone has been someone that I've connected with through a Facebook group. Or as things have started to compound, I've had more and more people starting to recommend me or recognize me or recognize the fact that I'm showing up and helping all the time as much as I possibly can, and people appreciating that. And so that has definitely helped. It isn't something that helped initially. Throughout the whole month of July, I was trying to do this as well. And the reward that I got for that was a measly $4. So it is definitely something that you do have to let compound. It has only been in the last few months that I've really started to notice that working. It was obviously working here at a smaller scale, but here it starts to actually compound. You get wind in your sail, you get momentum. People do start to recognize you. They do start to appreciate your contribution. Yeah, you start to feel like you're actually friends with some of these people, and that helps an awful lot. The second thing that I've been spending a lot of time doing and working on is my actual affiliate offer itself. Now, a lot of people will do one of three things. The first thing, as far as the affiliate offer is concerned, like the first category of affiliate offer, is simply just nothing at all. Some people will produce tons and tons of content, run loads of ads, throw their affiliate link absolutely everywhere and just hope for the best. Just hope that people kind of use their link almost accidentally. Not because they're offering anything in particular. It's just they're just relying on mass exposure and hoping for the best. So these people will throw their affiliate link out everywhere to the masses and hope that as many people as possible accidentally end up using it with nothing on offer in return. The second category of people will be those that do put together an offer, but they try and beef it up so much and fill it with so much stuff that realistically people aren't really going to end up using. The stuff itself might be outdated. It might not even be correct. It might not be very good. It might be such a high volume of stuff that you're never even going to use it all anyway. Such as like, hey, I'm going to give you like 100 different snapshots, or I'm going to give you 1,000 hours worth of course content. And then these things sound impressive. And hey, if I can get access to 100 snapshots and 1,000 hours of course content basically for free just through using your affiliate link, then that sounds like it could be a good deal. However, on the other side of that, you end up with 100 snapshots that you don't even know what they do or how they work. You're never going to use them all anyway. And you're sure as heck not going to spend 1,000 hours watching all these videos and all these courses covering stuff that might not even be up to date anymore anyway. So people will try and beef up their affiliate offer to kind of sound impressive, but without it actually being helpful. Now, what I'm trying to do, and this is not entirely unique, other people do try and do this as well, but the number of people doing this is relatively small in the grand scheme of things. What I try and do is obviously have a valuable offer. I would try and make it sound valuable, so the perceived value is there, but I also try and make it actually valuable as well. So the main thing that I do to try and do that is I host daily group coaching calls that anyone that uses my affiliate link to sign up or upgrade to any of the HighLevel plans can access for free. So every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm hosting group coaching calls inside of my private community, and everyone on there has used my HighLevel affiliate link. And so of course that sounds valuable when I say that I host these calls every single day of the week. Pretty much everyone that I mentioned that to is like, oh, that's amazing. Like, how do you do that? How do you keep up with hosting a call every single day? That's incredible. That sounds like it'd be really valuable too. So it sounds valuable. It sounds impressive. At the same time, it's also easy enough to actually get the value out of. It's easy enough for people to show up to at least one of those calls each week, or 2 or 3 of those calls each week. They don't have to join every single day. I can appreciate that might be more challenging. I'm really the only one that has to show up every single day. Everyone else can just show up as often as they like. And it's easy enough at that point for them to actually get the value out of the thing that I'm offering, which is really what matters. It's no good just simply offering a bunch of perceived value for the sake of it. What matters really is making it so people can actually extract the value out of the thing that you're offering. And the daily group coaching calls for me has been a really great way of me doing that. And on top of that, additionally, I do have a couple of snapshots. I do have some courses, but they're really secondary and is not really how I'm trying to position myself. I'm not saying, hey, use my link and you'll get these snapshots. Use my link, you'll get these courses. They're going to get those things anyway, and that's just kind of extra. But the private community, the daily group calls, and the one-on-one time spent with me is really the main 3 things that I try and offer that sounds valuable and is easy enough for people to actually get the value out of on the other side of having used the affiliate link. And it's stuff that actually really does help too. If you've got an opportunity each day to show up and ask questions about a workflow you're building or a snapshot you're designing and actually get help with that thing specifically there and then on a call every day of the week, it's stuff that actually really does move the needle forwards as well. It's stuff that actually does help facilitate breakthroughs and progress. And that's then the sort of thing that people go and potentially tell other people about. That's the sort of thing people will recommend you for and tag you in posts. And that's where you start to build up more momentum and get a little bit more wind in your sails. So this is all stuff that I've been spending a lot of time working on, thinking about, trying to improve, refining how I do things, just to try and make it as actually useful as possible for people and as much of a no-brainer as possible for people to want to use my affiliate link to upgrade their account. And it's something I'm continuing to work on. I'm by no means doing all of this for the first time and just doing a fantastic job with everything without even trying. I take feedback from people. I share ideas with people. I change things. I try things. I tweak things. And I ultimately do that with the goal of offering something just good and trying to help people. So that's what I'm doing. And that's pretty much everything. I think maybe the very final thing that I'll say is, having previously worked at Extendly on the customer success team and having done thousands of hours worth of coaching calls with agency owners all over the world, that there also really does help from a positioning point of view in the HighLevel ecosystem, because then I'm not just a guy with a group doing calls. I've actually got a bit more of a track record that I can point to and I can lean on. And I can say, hey, I actually really can help you with these things. And I can help you with these things through the group I have and the calls I host. That there is like a little bit of the cherry on top. And that is something that's quite unique to me. Not everyone has been on Extendly's customer success team or worked at one of these big companies in the HighLevel space. And I also don't think that you need to, but it does help to have something quite tangible and quite solid that you can point to and say, hey, I've done this. I'm an expert at that. I've got experience in this area and I can help you with this specific thing because of this experience that I've got. So for me, that happens to be, I worked at Extendly on the customer success team, and I did all these coaching, like all these thousands of hours of coaching all over the world and et cetera, et cetera. And that is my background. That helps me. I can lean on that. For you, you would need to find your thing, whatever that is. You would need to have some sort of a reputation or a track record that you can lean on. If you feel like you don't have that just yet, then that would be perhaps the single most valuable thing that you can work on establishing for yourself. That's ultimately what I spent a couple of years doing at Extendly without even really realizing it. And then when I left, I had that in my back pocket to be able to lean on. And it has served me well. And I am very fortunate in that sense. So that is everything. I will leave it there. I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you very, very soon.